Every society on Earth shares a singular, driving ambition. We want tomorrow to be better than today. We want progress. But measuring that progress is complicated. So for decades, the global community relied on a shortcut, a single financial metric to judge the success or failure of an entire nation. Institutions like the World Bank issue reports categorizing countries as rich or poor, developed or developing, based primarily on the average wealth of their citizens. The math is simple. You take the total income of a country and divide it by the total population. This gives you the per capita income. Under this accepted system, a higher average income automatically crowns a country as developed, pushing all other details of human existence to the side. Let's run a quick experiment. Here are two identical hypothetical nations, Country A and Country B. Each has exactly 5 citizens. In Country A, the economy is stable and relatively equitable. Every single resident earns a decent, moderate income. Over in Country B, the picture is different. 4 of the citizens live in absolute poverty, barely scraping by, while the 5th citizen hoards a massive, towering fortune. Now, let's look at the math. When we calculate the per capita income, that one massive fortune pulls the average up so high that on paper, Country A and Country B have the exact same level of wealth. Averages easily mask extreme inequality. If we evaluate human progress using only the total amount of cash a country generates, we end up entirely blind to how the people inside that country are actually living. We don't have to rely on hypothetical examples to see this flaw in action. We can look at the real-world economic data of 2 Indian states, Haryana and Kerala. This chart shows the annual per capita income of the 2 states. You can see Haryana generates significantly more wealth per person than Kerala. If we follow the standard economic playbook, the conclusion is obvious. Haryana is the wealthier and therefore more developed state. But when we add new data to this chart showing the infant mortality rate, the number of children who die before their first birthday, the picture flips. Kerala's rate drops to 6, while Haryana sits at a troubling 28. We see the exact same pattern when we chart literacy. Kerala dominates with a 94% literacy rate, while the much wealthier state of Haryana lags behind at 82%. How does a state with vastly more money circulating in its economy suffer from sicker populations and emptier classrooms? A high personal salary has rigid limits. The money in your pocket cannot buy you a pollution-free environment. No matter how luxurious your apartment is, you still have to breathe the air outside your window. Your private bank account cannot protect you from an infectious disease outbreak unless the broader community surrounding you takes preventative steps and gets vaccinated. Many of the necessities required for a high quality of life are best provided collectively. True societal health relies on accessible, affordable public infrastructure, like local medical clinics. And that same principle applies to education. A child's ability to learn is largely dependent on the state's capacity to build and staff functioning public schools for everyone in the neighborhood. Money is a tool. Its actual value to a society depends almost entirely on a government's willingness and ability to convert that cash into collective public goods. Because people desire long lives and good educations just as much as they desire a steady paycheck, economists realized the old playbook was broken. They needed a new way to measure a nation's success. The United Nations Development Program stepped in to address this blind spot, setting out to change how the world evaluates global progress. They introduced an alternative to the per capita income model. It's called the Human Development Index. Rather than looking at a single financial number, the index rests on 3 distinct pillars: a decent standard of living, long life expectancy, and years of schooling. True national development is not measured by the sheer size of an economy. It is measured by the quality of life that wealth allows its citizens to actually live.